I'm Joe Slash, and welcome back to Power Rangers Legacy Wars news video, you could say. The next character has been revealed, and it is Fern from Cosmic Fury. She currently has one release video for it, of one of her attacks, and anyways, basically teased her silhouette yesterday. Didn't bother with that because there's no easy way to show it. But in this case, her first move has been revealed, but it might be two. She also swaps her stance in the middle of it. If we actually look at this, we can see right now she is holding it like a pole-arm. Or attempting to. Don't know if that's the correct stance, but let's just play the video. Notice how she's ended in a new pose. Yeah, I guess this is going to be a bit of a pose character, stance character. I don't know why I said pose. Basically, that's what Rangers do anyway. But in this case, we just will be able to pause right over, yeah, right around here. We can see her disconnect them, so that's where it swaps. Flashes through. Now pause right here. She's in a very similar stance to how she ends. So that one, very likely it's going to be the pose changer. And in this case, she yoinks you down. Not like anyone else in the game at all. But there is someone in Battle for the Grid that does that. Daishi. But we can see how she ends, and Zed bounces twice if we see that. Bit of a second hit up there. Hits once, just drags down into another hitbox, which, from the looks of it, is a regular sweep. Yep, there we go. So it bounces, and there he goes. A pretty interesting release, I can say that much. Just because of the fact that she might be very similar to Eric, but the difference is she probably enters it and is forced to enter the stance, instead of having to dash and, well... At least she doesn't... Maybe she won't get a problem with Eric's quantum beta that he has. Let's just hope one of her attacks isn't horrible, but... Going down, swaps to the other stance. So far, though, we see no way to get back into the stance. Maybe it's the other version of the move. Or... yeah, we'll see. This character, in my opinion, might have 8 different attacks. Then probably a super. Yeah, that's just a speculation for now. And by 8 different attacks, I just mean probably 4 attacks for each, 2 different attacks for each type. She might get a variation, but in my opinion, for now, the only thing I can say is a new unique character release. I guess. Swap the stance, yoink them down. But that being said, though, no character really... Where is it now? No character other than Alpha or... what was it again? Well, in this case, she attacks the air. So I question whether or not we're actually going to have a way to use that, or this is a double attack and this has to land. Because we don't see the strike symbol whenever it's a regular attack, so this should count as a second one. But that just means she's going to be based on positioning once again, and she has a worthless attack if you are grounded. But, who knows, maybe there's a second version. But we can clearly tell it just grabs them and then goes into a cinematic camera. But for now, this might be a very specific attack, and you cannot use it whenever you feel like it. Seems about right, but... and a very unique design. Well then, during the time I took to... well, try to start editing the other one, anyway, revealed the next moveset. Or rather, the entirety of her staff stance, I think is the best way to put it. So, yeah, she doesn't even swap out to the other stance in this one. Meaning, this is an entire set, or entire moveset, and she's 3 strikes, 1 breaker. Yep, we can see how she ended. She doesn't swap, and this is likely 50-50, as we can see right here. Say that's a normal hit, that's not a daze. That's just a normal hit and a sweep. So that's 100% of 50-50. Well, let me just mute it so I don't get taken over. This one, it looks like it's going to be a detection attack, but I don't think so. It's not going to be one. That is likely a Russian, and then instantly attacks. Very similar to Aisha. It's not going to try and detect the person, at best. Probably a 50-50, at the same time not, because it is an entire run-up, so... since they're in the air, we do not know whether or not it actually it will Who knows if it's instant combo starter on the first hit, or if it's going to be a similar 50-50. We know Haley has a similar thing where she does not instantly start if you strike once. So, 2 50-50s, possibly. We'll have to see. But in this case, the ability to jump. Yeah. And especially how high she goes, that is going to be very useful to getting out of specific attacks, even strikes. Well then, yeah, by the looks of it, since she didn't swap her stance, she still has 3 other moves to show to us. Yep. The one that swaps it back to the staff mode, and the other 2, well, her breaker of the chain mode, and the other strike. So that's all, I guess, they just decided they wanted to reveal. The fact that it's 2 hours after they revealed the first one is a little concerning. What are they planning? Otherwise, yeah, not to mention my theory I've thought of. Yeah, we're gonna have 2 supers with her. Not in the sense of it being bad, more like stance-based supers. She will have one version of the nunchucks. Okay, you know what? That's what I'm trying to prevent saying chain nunchucks by saying chain mode instead. Yeah, that's been the entire case. She's not gonna have one in the chain mode where we will see a similar attempt, and yeah, it's not even nunchucks. It's literally just technically it's just one of them at best. So I think that's why I'm constantly messing that up. But yeah, staff mode, chain mode, done. It's not nunchucks. But in this case, I'm thinking it's just going to be both 2 supers, 1 for each mode, but we have now been revealed that she has 3 strikes, 1 breaker, just from the fact that none of these moves are the same one. And nor is there even any times when the strike symbol briefly disappears, where it gets interrupted. They always appear and fully play, same with her breaker. Yeah, I don't think she's going to have any dash-related things other than regular cancels. She might have variations, maybe somewhere around here. She will... Instead, when she cancels this, she might have a variation of another move, but that's a dash variant at that point, a dash cancel variant. Similar to what we can see with Ranger Slayer and not Leo, but Mastodon Sentry. And in this case, yeah, I think it's going to just be two supers. We're going to have the staff mode and we're going to have the chain mode. We all know we're not going to see a Cosmic Fury without a super, but it'd be a real surprise if it is the character without one. Likely not, though. Zato's the only one that really doesn't have a super, and he's a Dino Fury. And he technically enters his stance with the taunt button, so this one's going to be entering the stance with an attack. So there's the reason why it's going to be 2 supers. So yeah, now we just have to wait for 3 more attacks from them. 1 in breaker, 2 strikes. Basically the one that turns them back into the other strike. The other mode. From chain to staff. Anyway, back to the other outro. Anyway, I will see you in the next news video for Legacy Wars. Goodbye!